Universe. Real quick, I need to get into this topic because this is very, very, very important for humans to know while we're here in this school or earth or planet or life or third dimension, etc. This information you need to know before you ascend to the next life, or so that you can ascend to the next life. So we about to talk about reincarnation, which would basically be the same as flunking, right? Respawning, if we were comparing it to a video game. But you do not want to reincarnate. You do not. And I know for some of you, you live in your lower three chakras. So if you have any bad habits, or you like to indulge in drugs or sex or anything, something you can't let go of. So first off, what will keep you on this earth or make you be reincarnated is your feelings and emotions. So what I mean by this is, if you were to get hurt, right, by someone, or you and someone got into an argument and you feel a certain emotion from them, I know you know, or you recognize when you feel something in your heart, or something bad happens, you feel it in your heart after you and someone gets into it. And you either depressed, or you keep thinking about the situation. Or maybe you got into a breakup with somebody and you are thinking about that person all the time, and the breakup was bad. You need to learn to forgive them and yourself. Forgive yourself and them. Even if they did something to you, even if a person did something to you and you left and they didn't apologize, or let's say you did something to somebody and you left them and you didn't apologize. You have to forgive them if they didn't apologize. You don't even have to you don't have to let them know that you forgive them. You have to forgive them from the heart. Or if you did something and you didn't apologize, you have to forgive yourself. Excuse me, because these things weigh heavy on your heart. And when your heart is heavy, I'm telling you, the Libra scale, it sits where Anubis is when you die, or when you ascend or go to the next life. It sits there where Anubis is, and when you're taken down there to the underworld to get your heart weighed, your heart has to be set on that Libra scale on one end and versus a feather. You already know, if your heart is heavier than the feather, you're going to be sent to eternal damnation. Not eternal damnation, but you're going to be damned back onto this earth or into a hell, depending on how you lived on this planet. Or if your heart heavy, you're than the feather. It depends on what has happened or tarnished your heart. If you didn't forgive someone, it's going to show up. You cannot lie to the gods. They're going to see it. They know what happened. Especially Osiris. There was a video one time a few months ago that kept popping up on my recommendations on YouTube, and it was about a guy he wasn't very spiritual, but he kept asking God for a outer body experience. And what he experienced sounds similar to what a person who practiced spirituality would know, or a person who understands and indulges in Kemetic or ancient Egyptian spirituality or spiritual science. What he said was he took the body of a soul when he was asleep, right? He had a dream that God finally gave him his outer body experience. He had this outer body experience. He was living as his soul. He went up there to judgment. Now remember, however you think the fourth and fifth dimension is when you die, that is how you're going to see it. So he said that he was in a long line, right? Similar to in a episode of Tom and Jerry. They were up there at the heaven's gates, and God was judging everybody and sending some to hell and letting some into the heaven's gate. And then if the long line finally got to him, when it got to him, God asked him questions like basically trying to see if his heart was pure, to see if he could get in. Excuse me. Then he basically asked him, or brought up to him, that he didn't forgive a girl that he used to date. And he kept pleading to God that he did forgive her, but really he didn't. So this is a common situation that a lot of people are in life, because they think they forgave somebody when they didn't, because it's still weighing heavy on your heart. There's meditations for forgiveness. There's meditations for forgiveness. I mean, you don't necessarily have to meditate. You can. This is if you know how to use your heart chakra and utilize it or center it. And excuse me, one of those bugs with the light coming out their ass just got on my leg, and I kicked it. Now it's unconscious on the ground. I don't know if I killed it. It was an accident. But anyway, yeah. And then so his story also went on to say that when God told him that, he started saying even more things that happened to him. He was judging them, and he was bringing up things that he did on earth that would keep him from getting into heaven's gates. And so as he was doing it, he said that while God, he was actually portrayed in his version of the fourth dimension as a big person with it was a voice, a big deep voice, etc. And he said that during the judgment, he was bringing up everything he did in his life, and it was just hard for him to listen to it. This is similar to how the fourth dimension, or how judgment will be for everybody. For everybody. But your heart is going to be getting weighed on the scale of Ma'at. The goddess of balance has a scale down there, that Anubis is going to weigh your heart on. If your heart is tarnished and tainted with dark emotions, negative emotions, and I quote, things that you did or someone else did to you, you're going to have to redo this life. Death can cause you to be reincarnated, because if really death is, you're not supposed to be sad when somebody dies. So when somebody dies and it's a lot of people sending bad, sad, mourning energy towards your spirit, that's basically like it's weighing your soul down. Because if you look at ancient times in Egypt, they celebrated when their people died, because when you die, it's like graduating. You're going to a higher dimension. This is why they say when you die, they automatically assume you're going to heaven. You have to die in the fourth dimension as well to get to the fifth dimension. Your soul takes on many bodies, even in the fifth dimension. You have to ascend from there to get to the sixth dimension. You got to ascend to the seventh dimension, the eighth dimension, the ninth dimension, etc. So, and plus, you have families in the other dimensions also. Although you are connected somewhat to your higher self, most people don't know how to be in tune with their higher selves. So that's why it's great to get into spirituality. And religion is not going to teach you about this, because all they talk about is reincarnation instead of incarnation and decarnation, when in actuality you need to know about all these in order for you to understand life and how the soul creates its vessel, which is our avatar, our human body, which is in the yang realm, the physical realm, the masculine realm. Incarnation, let's start with reincarnation. Reincarnating is if you already been here, you're taking a body, your soul is taking the form of a human body again. So that means you are redoing this life either as an animal or as a human. Incarnation is the process of taking the form of the body, is creating the body inside the womb. Then you have decarnation, which is you learning to detach and learn from the things that you have to learn from in this life. So next we got, well, also about decarnation, the thing, remember, this is a test. So all the things that you are supposed to learn and detach from and learn from will equal you decarnating, so that you can ascend. It's just you learning from the things in this life. And we'll get more into that in a minute. Attachment or lack of knowledge. If you don't know about this stuff, how are you going to ascend? The Bible does say, remember, I've quoted this maybe 2 or 3 times in a couple videos. My people will perish for a lack of information. Meaning if you don't have any accurate or spiritual information, instead of religious information, you're going to have to do this life again if you don't take the stuff I'm telling you, as a matter of fact. So you got attachment and overindulgence. If you're attached to anything, it could be family, it could be a material, it could be a lover, anything. You're not supposed to be overly attached to this person. Matter of fact, any attachment will keep you here because you're not learning to let go of this physical realm. You cannot take anything with you. So if you feel like you cannot die or live without something, that means you have an attachment to something, whether it be your family members. And it's not bad to detach from your family members. It's not like you got to stop talking to them or stop loving them. It's about how you attach yourself to them and feel like you can't live without them or feel like you can't die without them. So let's say your cell phone. Most people can't put down their cell phones for even an hour, for 30 minutes. So, and that's to say without a job. Some people can't even sit in silence and meditate without having a cell phone. People can't go to work for 8 hours without looking or picking up their cell phone during work or sneaking to look at it. Even at school, kids can't stop looking at their cell phone. If you have any attachments, understand that you have to come back here and redo this. That means you didn't learn your lesson. So let's say you died too early and you didn't learn this information. You're coming back here. Karma. Oh wait, overindulging. If you like to keep smoking weed and you don't know how to quit, if you can't stop smoking cigarettes or drinking, if you can't stop having sex, if you can't even anything that you overindulge in and you don't know how to stop doing it. Anything that you have an attachment to, anything that's a habit that you can't stop doing, you have to come back. Especially if it's sex, because that puts you in your lower 3 chakras, root, sacral, and solar plexus. Those we lived in those in ancient times. We are now in times where we have to be either heart, from the heart and up to the crown chakra. Anything lower than the heart, you have to come back because you didn't learn to love. Love is in the 5th 500. Remember that. Look at the Hawkins scale. Look at the Hawkins scale. Your vibration got to be 500 and up. 500 equals love. Heart chakra equals self-love, loving all humans. Then you got karma. You got to look at your natal chart. You talk to some psychic readers and learn about your past life, because a lot of us are reincarnated due to karma from a past life. So you can learn about this in meditation. You can learn about this from a YouTube video, or you can have somebody help you that's a psychic reader, or even tarot card readings. But you have to know that a lot of us come here in this life with this is where deja vu also comes from, because your past life, even if you were an animal in a past life and you came here as a human, if you have, you may have karma from a past life. This is where that show My Name is Earl came from. When he started, he was trying to get karma off of him by helping people that he did something bad to, that he stole from, or he did like just messed up things to. The whole show and each season, every episode is about him fixing his wrongdoings that he did to people. The entire show is called My Name is Earl. It's a few years old. I used to watch the show. But yeah, karma is actually a spirit, and it's actually an ancestor. It's actually a person who used to live here. And she does look over the world. That's why people say karma is going to bite you in the ass if you do something to somebody. It's an actual person. This is why people say karma is a bitch. She really not, she's not bad, but she has your back. And she is here to teach you she'll teach you a lesson as well. Seeing flies is actually making me a bit kind of itchy, so it be like that. But anyway, listen. You can also watch videos on YouTube where people say blessings, spiritual blessings on camera, and it takes they do it with light language also, or in different languages, and they take your karma off of you. You can watch videos and the video will heal you. I've done it myself. Because before I watched a video, I did 2 videos of healing my karma from off of my past lives. I don't know what the karma was, but before that, I had psychic readers tell me I was carrying karma from a past life that I needed to get off. So after I had watched 2 videos, or even one of the videos, I felt different. I felt more high vibrational. And my life started changing at a faster process. And even my spiritual awakening started speeding up. I gained more consciousness. I'm actually, every week, I'm evolving. And I'm helping people. So that's pretty much it for the reincarnating. It's more to it, but these are the main things. And I'm trying to help people ascend. I'm trying to help as many people as I can. I don't want nobody to have to come back to redo this life, because soon things are going to pop off on this earth. Soon things are going to get hectic. Listen, and if you're not in a higher conscious and you don't ascend to the 5th dimension or the new earth, etc., and you get left behind, you're going to experience some shit. Because remember, 3rd dimension is ruled by Satan, and you already know Satan's agenda. Set's agenda. Sat's agenda. Saturn's agenda. Seth's agenda. Ogo's agenda. That's all. We not doing that reincarnation. We only ascend into the 5th dimension and higher. Let's go. Dom Universe taking off. I love y'all. Subscribe to my channel. Peace.